Okay, so we're back with our first podcast. So today, what have you been up to, Hen? What have you been up to? Like in your own time?
You mean in real life or
Either or, go for it.
well, in game I'm working on some stuff that we'll talk about today, and in real life been pretty busy. I've got work going on. I got school, obviously. I got some college stuff I got to do. Pretty busy, but squeezing all the time that I can get. What
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you?
Uh, well, me personally, I've just been working 5 days a week. You know, the 10 till 6 thing. I've been doing so much overtime. It's unreal. Like I've been doing at least an hour every day overtime. I've been picking up extra shifts as well, which has kind of been drawing away from my time here in Olympus and my actual personal time. I've been getting a lot of flack off that from my missus and my dad for it, just because of how much time I have outside the company compared to inside the company. Um, but other than my work at my full time job at the moment, just been racking up Fortnite wins. I currently have, I think it's like solo wins. I think I have like 60. I think, yeah, 62. I have 62 solos, 26 duos, and 15 squads, which is mad. I'm
Damn.
Everybody else is like, if you go to solo wins and you go to like global wins, I think the top person's got like 8,746 wins, which is ridiculous. And I'm over here with 62, but I'm still like on the top of everybody else in my own little bracket, which is ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
for Rocket League just announced like a well, no, Epic Games bought Rocket League, and then they did like a Fortnite and Rocket League collaboration. So I've just finished all the challenges to that. I think it was like 3 p.m. today. I finished all the challenges, got the rewards for that. Did the Fortnite's third birthday thing. Got all the rewards for that as well. So I'm pretty much done with that. I spent the weekend with Georgia, so I mean we did some stuff. We went to Primark. I spent so much money on clothes. It's unreal. It's unreal. I didn't realize how many shirts I needed. I just walked in. I was like, oh, I have this one. I have that one. I bought myself some headphones because I needed a new pair. They're MPOW. I have a set already. I just needed ones that I could wear to work and like wear on the way home. Because I don't really like charging. So these are wireless charging. So you just put them on this little stand I got, and it charges them in about like 20 minutes, and it's 60 hours worth of like playtime. So I could listen to 60 hours worth of music, but I only use it for, I'd say, an hour a day, if that. Because I keep them separate. I have the ones that I use for my PC, and then I have the ones that I use for work. So those are gonna those. I don't think they'll run out of charge anytime soon, which is mad. I did take a nap earlier before I came to our meeting. And I was playing music on my headphones. I fell asleep and I woke up and they were still playing. I was quite happy with myself. It doesn't do that Netflix thing where it goes, "Are you still there?" No, it just plays my music. It's all it cares about,
Yeah, yeah,
which
that's
is
awesome.
which is nice. Um, I mean, 2020 has been a bit of a mad one. Like
It has.
it's been
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like January, February, fine. March, complete
Mm-hmm.
lockdown. Like, how has 2020 been for you? Like, in particular, if we just focus in on how it's been for you.
Well, I'm in the U.S. compared to you who's in the U.K., so probably very different, I'm guessing, or not too different, but pretty different. We're still in like the whole lockdown phase because still haven't really figured out what's going on because you got those people who don't want to wear the mask, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then, I mean, other than that, online school hasn't been too difficult, Like it's been different, it has its pros and cons, but 2020 hasn't been that horrible for me. It's just, I feel like I'm missing out on a lot.
Yeah, yeah, this year has been a bit weird. So if
Hmm.
I'm gonna run through the year based off of my perspective. So January was fine. It was New Year, right?
Yeah.
February. Obviously, I lost my mum. So the year was shit to begin with. Anyway, the first 2 months it just slapped me straight in the face. Then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got through February, and we go straight into March, and we start hearing about this
Virus.
this virus from China. 17th of March here in the UK, we go into a total lockdown. The country is completely shut. There are like the only stores that are open are our grocery stores. That's it. That's all that's available is grocery stores are available. And funnily enough, on the 13th of March, I started working at Asda. So from the 13th to the 17th, so I was in there 6 days. Five, no, 4 days. I was in there 4 days, and I had a day's worth of training whilst I was there. By the way, I've had a day's worth of training since I
Hmm.
started working there. So I was in Asda 4 days, and the lockdown happened. Right, I have never.
Yeah.
This is the difference between like American people and UK people. UK people panic buy, and I don't mean like like American people panic buy, but they buy like everything they need. UK people panic
Hmm.
buy. They buy loads of toilet roll, right? Don't ask me why. Toilet roll is a necessity apparently, so everybody needs loads of it. I don't understand why, but that's just how it is, right? So we had people panic buying, so all the shelves were empty, blah blah blah. Then we go through, so schools were closed, gyms were closed, hairdressers were closed. Pretty much anything you could think of was closed, other than like Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Asda, normal convenience stores.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything else that couldn't be thought of as safe was just closed, and we had all these lockdown restrictions put in place. Like as soon as we went into lockdown, the stores had to make
Hmm.
massive changes. So we've got like one-way systems and things like that now, and we've got like protection guards between checkouts and stuff like that, to where like you're isolated when you're actually checking out all your shopping and stuff like that, which is pretty mad. So then we go from March to shit. What's in it? Oh, I forgot. Oh, this is bad. We go to April, right?
April.
Yeah, April, right? We go to April, and it's pretty much the same. Everybody's still in lockdown. I'm working my ass off because the store is absolutely getting blitzed. May is
Hmm.
the complete same. June's the same. July's the same. August is my birthday, right? This is what's mad, right? So I think it was. I think it was. So in June we started to open up things again a little bit, but it wasn't like we weren't like opening all back up to normal, and we still haven't. It's still There are still massive restrictions in place now, but I'll get onto that when I get further through the year. Um, so we had pubs open and like restaurants open and stuff like that. And Boris, if anybody knows who Boris is, Boris Johnson, lovely UK Prime Minister, absolute fucking dumbass, uh, put out this Eat Out to Help Out scheme. So basically, we'd go like if you go out to a restaurant and stuff, you get like a discount on your food and stuff like that because you're helping the restaurant out by eating out to help out. And I think it's the same in bars, like because you're in an establishment that serves food and drink, you get a discount. So anyway, I go out for my birthday and I have a nice time and stuff like that. And August is pretty much it stays the same, so there's still restrictions in place. And the UK are doing this track and trace system, which isn't working, but they have faith, and I don't. So basically, you go into the bar, you write your name down on a little card, your phone number, your time you got in, your estimated time of staying. You're only some establishments have this rule where you can only be in there for like an hour and a half, and you can only book slots in certain ones and stuff like that. You have to like reserve tables in certain bars and restaurants and stuff. And
Yeah, yeah.
August stays the same like that for pretty much. So September, here in the UK, or at least where I live here in Somerset, we have this fair that's supposed to happen in September. It's like the last 2 weeks of the year, like of the month, I should say, not the year. The last 2 weeks of the month, we have this huge fair that goes on. That was cancelled. That was completely cancelled. So we started seeing these little fairs pop up like around, like, and they'd only stay for like 2 or 3 days, and then they go. So that's pretty much the mm, that's the sort of scale like we're looking at. Like, so people want things to go back to normal, and obviously the fair is like a big thing for the town. So we were getting these little ones that weren't actually supposed to be happening, but they were there, and then they go. And people were getting outraged about it because they were like, "Oh, they're not like sanitizing their rides and stuff like that." And it was like a big, oh shit, it's a big screw up, pretty much. I was gonna swear, but I can't. A big screw up on like whoever it is fault. You know, Boris obviously because he's done the lockdown thing. I mean, he's only doing it like day by day. He doesn't actually know what's like. He doesn't know how to fix things, and for the most part, like you kind of have to give it to him because he's doing the same as the rest of us. He's sat there. He doesn't know what the fuck he's supposed to do. He's just trying to figure it out, and I think that's what we're all trying to do at the moment. Like, and we're in October
Yeah, exactly.
almost. We're in October, so
Mhm.
then we get to, well, I mean, we're still in September, but you know, October's coming soon, and we got these new lockdown rules. Well, so certain places in the UK now are being put into local lockdown. I think is what's called. And it's
Yeah,
like
same here.
it's like towns and cities and stuff here in the UK where the infection rate or the case rate for COVID-19 is like going up. They put them into lockdown, so it goes back down again, and they're trying to isolate those areas. Um, the way Boris put it is he's trying to isolate those groups. I mean, technically he should have just said he's trying to isolate those areas, which he technically is doing. He's isolating the towns and the cities that have the highest COVID case rate, and he's putting them into lockdown, which means that if I wanted to go there, I can't because it's in lockdown. So Manchester is a big one at the moment. London is going to go back into a local lockdown. So everybody in that area can't go out, like unless it's to get like grocery shop. So pretty much it's the same as what happened in March, but in on like a smaller scale. So, but they're hoping. Well, we've had so in the start of September we had schools go back, or most schools go back. We still have a few that, like the odd ones that are refusing to go back because of the virus and stuff. Um, but for the most part, because James, my brother, does actually go to college, the way that it's working is that they do like a few days in the actual class or in the actual school or stuff, and then they have like a couple days where it's like online learning, is what they're calling it. I mean, you could just call it like online class or yeah, no online class. That probably makes more sense. Um, Online learning just sounds really stupid. Where they don't actually have to go into college to do their lessons, and I feel like if they wanted to protect them from COVID, they would just do it all that way, like where they don't actually have to come to the school or the college, and they just learn it all online, and they'd attend these lessons online. Like they're like Zoom calls, you know what I mean? Like they're all doing it on Zoom, so it is Zoom calls, where like all the students get online and the teacher gets online and then they teach the lesson online. I mean, I guess it's a bit different if the learning material you need is in the college, but for the most part, I don't think it'd be very difficult to set up like a way that you could distribute it all online. I know that you could. I know that when I used to do IT in college, everything that we needed was put onto like the college website, and then we could just go in, grab it, and we could transfer it over to our computer, and we could like look at it and do whatever we wanted with it. So I don't see why they're not doing that. I mean, that'd be really, really um, efficient. Is the word I'm thinking of. And we just got the new rule of six thing, so we can't go out with a group of larger than six unless like we have to be part of that. So it's like five others and us, and we can't go out with like seven people or six people other than ourselves. Um, and it's different for work basis. So if you so let's talk about YouTubers. So if you've got a group of them, so let's say the Sidemen for instance, because they are UK based, there's seven Sidemen, so they can't really go out together unless it's for work. So um, the only time they can really hang out is when they're like filming or recording. But they're not. It's not just 7 of them when they record. They obviously have cameramen and stuff like that. So there's like 4 other people plus the 7, so it's like 11 people, and then their managers and stuff. So it's like 12, 13, 14 people. So it's like 14 people all going out at once, and the only way you could really justify that is, by saying that you work and or that you are working. You know what I mean? So it's a bit odd and iffy right now because the rules aren't really like straight line and simple to follow. You could easily break them. I mean, it's not very difficult to like go out with a bunch of workmates like as a group of 6, and then oh look, there's some more of our friends from work, and they're a group of 5, and then there's 11 people, and you're breaking those rules. I mean 2020 has been all kinds of fucked up, and yeah, I'm gonna say that. But I mean, as far as 2020 has been so far, like 2019 was bad. This is so much worse. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the world is going to be going through like a mental health crisis by the end of 2020. Um, and obviously all the restrictions and stuff that have been put in place for COVID-19 and stuff aren't going to be going away in 2021. Like it's not. This isn't how it works. It doesn't just get to 2021 and boom, COVID-19 is no more. I don't even know why it's called COVID-19. Like, like that's what confuses the fuck out of me. Why is it called COVID-19? Like, that's pretty much 2019 coming into 2020 and going, hey, I'm a virus now. I've gotcha. And then we've had to deal with it all year. But I think we're gonna have to deal with it for, I'd say, at least another 3-4 years. Or if not, it's just gonna turn out to be, like a indefinite thing where we're gonna have to deal with it, for the rest of however long, Could be 10 years, could be 20 years, And obviously we're gonna have to do things about it, but it's debatable. And I mean, the year has been bad, and I don't think there's really a lot that we can do, I mean, we're kind of stuck because, I mean, Donald Trump is doing very little for COVID-19. I mean, he's just talking nonsense, to be honest. He's pretty much trying to cover up that COVID-19 is a thing and actually exists. And then we've got Boris Johnson, who's sort of fumbling his way around, like trying to do this, that, and the other. And he's not making any sense, and he's not making any good ideas or any good moves. I genuinely feel like at some points that these two countries, like these two big English-speaking countries, have no fucking idea what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's just too many conflicting ideas and people, and the wrong ones come out on top,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Donald's got like the wrong idea because obviously he's very focused on the election right now. And I feel like if he really wanted to win, he wouldn't be focusing on the election. He'd be focusing on the people of this country and how they're suffering because of COVID-19. But he's not, which I find mad, to be honest, on its own. The fact that he's like, oh, I need to do this, I need to say this to get on top of the polls, blah blah blah. And he doesn't. If he wanted to win, all he has to do is care more about COVID-19 than Joe Biden, which isn't very difficult. I mean, the guy's an idiot anyway, but if he wanted to win as an idiot, it wouldn't be very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
On the topic of this year, I mean, we've got some next gen consoles coming out very soon. I mean, we're almost in October.
We do.
We're almost in October now. We've got a month left. Pre-orders went live on the 22nd of September for Xbox One, and pre-orders of the PlayStation 5 went out around that date. I don't really keep on track with PlayStation, and the both pre-order sales finished within like 3 to 4 hours of actually going live, which is a bit insane. And I actually didn't manage to pre-order a console because of Microsoft. I'm calling you out, Microsoft. You owe me an Xbox One X. Series X, I should say, not an Xbox One X. We'll touch on that one in a second. So I was stuck in a call with Microsoft support because the website wasn't letting me pre-order stuff. I was there at 8 o'clock trying to pre-order myself a Series X, and the site wouldn't accept my payment stuff. And I had the money in my account and everything, and my details were correct, and it kept coming up with the same issue again and again and again, which was like, there's a problem on our end. So I kept phoning them up, and then I sat in a call with them for, I think it's like 2 hours, and by the time that we'd finished the call, the Series X was out of stock, so I couldn't get one. They were like, oh, we still got the Series S. And I was like, why would I want the Series S? I want the top of the line, best performing console. Like, so I'm pretty pissed with that. And the PlayStation 5 sold out in, I think, 3 hours, which is ridiculous of it going. But it was also a case that a lot of the Sony members and the Sony players weren't informed to when their pre-orders were going live at all. So PlayStation just put up a post saying like they posted immediately as soon as the pre-orders went live. Oh, pre-orders are live now. All the PlayStation players were like, I need to order one. Let's go. And it was sold out before everybody else could order one. So they have to wait until like November 13th or something like that to get their PlayStation 5s now, for all those that didn't get a pre-order. However, for all of those wanting a Series X, keep your eye on Microsoft.com, because a little birdie has told me that there will be more pre-orders coming soon. So if you want a Series X, head over to Microsoft.com, go to / Xbox Series X / pre-order. Keep your eye on it, because they are doing a second round of pre-orders, and they probably will do a third round before November. If you want one, they are in very limited demand. They won't be in limited demand when they release on the 10th of November, but just keep your eye out. Right, now, the Xbox One X, Jesus. So, September 22nd, we had the pre-orders for the Xbox Series X go live, and I think a lot of people made a huge mistake. Now, I get that both consoles are named very, very similar to each other, and it is very easy to get them both confused. But Amazon saw a buying increase of the Xbox One X. The increase was 799%. So that means that a load of people have bought an Xbox One X and not an Xbox Series X, which is a lot of kids at Christmas about absolutely lose their minds. We got you the new Xbox. Xbox One X. No, it's the wrong one. Oh, I feel bad for them, I really do. I mean, Microsoft, man, come up with more imaginative names, come on. Like, seriously, the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox One S, the Xbox Series S. I mean, sooner or later it's just going to be the Xbox One X. Or it's going to be the Xbox One X Xbox. And people are going to go mad. It's named exactly the same as the last one. Like, I mean, to be fair, I understand the complete confusion around it. I mean, how was pre-orders looking on your side?
Not too bad. I mean, I haven't really looked too much into the new consoles because I don't really need one, in my opinion. But at the same time, I probably should be, because I don't want to be too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
you always have the chance to hop into the next gen, like later on when the prices come down. I mean, for the most part,
yeah, exactly.
for the most part, it's stuck around the same sort of price that it usually does. So for the last two generations of Xbox that we've had, they've all released at like £500 or $500, which is a pretty stable price. But obviously, with inflation that's happening, I think if we were to so the price of, if you were to get like if Xbox were to release their Xbox One X now, it would be probably about 600 quid. So that's £100 inflation, which means that personally, I probably would have released the Series X for 400, not 500, because of inflation. And obviously, the way that the economy is across the world right now. So obviously the US is struggling financially, the UK is struggling financially, Europe is struggling
Yeah.
financially, Asia's everywhere's the same. We're all struggling financially, and Microsoft goes, "Here's a $500 console. Here's a £500 console. Buy this," and it's like, I don't know if they can. I really don't, because like we've got the lockdown and stuff. People haven't been able to go to work. They're not able to earn money, and then Microsoft are like, "Here's half a grand's worth of console. Buy it." I don't have half a grand. I do, but most people don't have half a grand to spend on a console.
Hmm.
I think that's something that I, I think they jumped the ball on. They didn't really know that for the most part people might not actually be able to afford the console, or afford the next gen console right away. So I mean, you as well. You might actually be better off waiting until it comes down in price. Which
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
say I'd say it probably dropped down in price around about like February or March next year, which isn't
Hmm.
isn't too long away. I mean, we're in October almost. I mean, we're 2-3 days away from October, so we're not actually that far away in terms of it. Um, yeah, I don't think it's been that bad. I mean, people have been getting screwed technology wise recently as well. I mean, GeForce, Nvidia, RTX, the 380, the 3080 debacle, where they released the 2080 for like 1500, and then they released the 3010 or the 3020, and it's like three times the power of that graphics card, and it's like 400.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like $400. And then they released the
Hmm.
3080 and it's like 1500 and does like double what the 3010 does, which is mad. I was I was proper laughing my head off when I saw that, because I thought it was so funny that they released this graphics card, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh, I've got this graphics card. I pre-ordered this graphics card. I got this graphics card." And then 2 months later, they released like the 3080, and it's various like options, and it's like three times the power of the graphics card, and everybody's like absolutely fuming. They're like, "Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you release this product and not tell us you were making one that was three times better?" Sales. Just don't tell them about the better one that's coming 3 months later, and they'll all buy this one because they like it. And then 3 months later, boom, buy them both. No, people don't have the money to buy them both, especially not at £1,500 or $1,500 each, and that's the top of the line versions of those. The 2080 and the 3080. People don't have the money to be spending 3 grand on graphics cards. I certainly don't, and if you do, Jesus, I don't know about that. I mean, in terms of technology, we got a Java server now, set up by me this morning, and then refined and
Yes, sir.
edited by you today. So, I mean, like, explain the add-ons that you've put in it.
So basically, what's happening is Olympus.Productions now is a Java server for the builders to work on. So now that we have this tool, basically, we can make maps a lot faster, and it allows us to focus more on the community, and we can take some more time off now to focus on the community, what we want to do with that. So the plugins that I added was World Edit Brush and World Guard, which is basically all we need really to make good maps fast. And while our quality's not going to go down, obviously, or we're going to do our best not to, it's going to surely make us go faster because it'll save a lot of time, with all
Mm.
the tools that we have now.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we don't want to be we don't want to be sacrificing the quality, because, I mean,
Hmm.
we've seen some of the stuff that other teams can do, and like from the very beginning, our motto has always been quality, not quantity. So we want to keep with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, what sort of community stuff do you want to do?
Well, something that we've kind of talked about is we want to obviously we want to get the the realm up, and while it's taking longer than we thought, it's being worked on. Like we've just run into a lot of problems and it's our first time doing plugins, obviously, so we're not very experienced with it. But it is our own plugin that we're developing.
Plug in, not plug on.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like that. We're not making plugins anymore, boys. We're making plug-ons. Don't know what those are.
Plugins. I mean, yeah.
Like that. Nah, we should stay with plug-ons. We're installing plug-ons onto the new onto the new
Yes,
realm
sir.
and server. It's great.
So something else that we're doing too is besides just adding new plugins is we're adding retextures obviously to go with it, and that's something that one of our um, one of our guys, Jaw's been working on. And I'm sure that Haddix can show some of the ideas that we've had with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's taking longer because there's obviously only one guy, and we've got a lot going on that we're working on. And while you may not be able to see it now, it's going to pay off long term.
Mm. I definitely
It's hard
say
to explain.
I definitely say that in the long run, people should really be keeping their eyes out because
Mm-hmm.
like some of the stuff that he's working on compared to like I mean if we compare it to our builds, there's really no comparison to compare quality because he's doing like top quality stuff. I mean some of the builds you'll find on the server and stuff like that when we do have it up, they're nothing compared to what he's putting in. New mobs, new
Exactly.
bosses, stuff like that, new weapons, tools, textures for blocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't compare really compared to, like for what he's doing compared to like obviously what we can do with blocks and stuff is beyond limits because it depends on how we look at it. But when it comes to him, when it comes to him, how do I put it? When it comes to him actually, doing what he does, you know, it's very like he spends a lot of time doing it, and you can see
Mm-hmm.
that. You can see
We
that. Like,
appreciate it
mm,
a lot.
yeah, definitely because he doesn't like whip it up in like 5 minutes like some other people do. And
Mm-hmm.
some other communities do. Like they don't whip it up in 5 minutes and go, "Oh, here, this is done."
This
You
is
know.
completely original work that
Mm.
we're making right now,
I mean,
and
obviously, he gets like some like when he does go for ideas and stuff, he gets reference pictures and stuff like that. But it doesn't really input
mm-hmm.
into the like finished product or the finished model or block or texture.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
all of it is like from his own mind, and I think that's something that we take a little bit for granted. Like we don't point out enough for him, or we don't like
Yeah.
praise him enough on. Is that a lot of what he's doing is just imagination based
Mm-hmm.
and down to his own like sheer talent, and it's he doesn't have to necessarily he could be like hired by a different team making massive money and stuff like that, but he's with us doing this for us, with like
Yeah,
very
he's learning with us.
mm,
He's growing with us as we go, which is nice.
yeah,
And while it may take longer, I think we're willing to learn with him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I mean, like we all have problems, and we're willing to go through that with each other. That's part of what makes a team good. Is we all understand that there's other stuff in life that goes on, and
mm,
sometimes you just gotta stick it out. That's what we're doing.
yeah,
This whole thing, while it may take a while, it's not like we're just leaving you all hanging. It's coming. It's just taking longer than we planned. Well,
yeah. It is taking a little bit longer, but quality's still going to be the same when it comes out. It's still going to be the best what we can. Still going to be the best that we
hmm
can put out. It's to that point where
exactly.
it's to the point where like we're not going to release it unless we're happy with it. And although we could be a perfectionist and nitpick at everything until it comes out, we're not. We're not necessarily going to do that. There are going to be like little bugs and issues that we'll have to pick up on, but it'll be the highest quality that we can release when we do release it. And it's the same with all our marketplace maps and stuff like that. The Volcano
hmm
Project, when we release that, the Hollow End Landing, I should call it, not the Volcano Project. That's really high quality stuff, and it's on the marketplace if you want to get it. Promo, self promo. Hey, let's go. um, but it's to the quality standard that we want, which is highest quality possible. No issues at all. Any issues that we found on the map, we dealt with. You know, obviously there are going to be little bugs or something like that. You know, maybe where you've got like the path blocks and like they're up against like a too high block beside it, and you've got like that little invisible block in behind that makes it look like it's just there's nothing underneath. You know, we can't go through it for like 6 hours picking out all those little
Hmm.
blocks. So obviously there's going to be like little bugs and stuff like that that's going to come with it. But you know, it's the quality we're looking for, and we're I'd say we're what's the word? Like we're passionate about getting it to that, which is the same with.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the Greek project that we've been working on. We've gone through. You guys are nitpicking the hell out of that, like in terms of bugs and stuff.
It's a big project, very big.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
a ton of stuff in that.
for the most part, it's all been planned and organized by you and Theseus, to be honest.
Mm,
I mean, for the most part, you guys did the main building on the actual thing. You've done. You came up with the quest ideas and stuff like that. You're working on it. You're doing all the commands and stuff like that. It has mainly been you and Theseus working on it. You know, obviously, you've got Evan or Hippo working on it with you to help you out, but it's mainly been you two in the background, just figuring it all out.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's not just us. I mean, obviously you've worked on it too a fair bit. You did the main temple. It's just that like we've put a lot of effort in this project because it's a project that you started and we want to finish because we had a vision and we want to execute it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the main things that I'm looking forward to is having that out. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm also quite I'm also quite looking forward to the 1960s map. You know what I mean? Like,
It's our first completely independent map.
yeah, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it because it's different. You know, like I'm never really. I don't really have a push towards like everything, like or certain things. Like usually I just focus in
Mm-hmm.
on it and I work on it, but I don't really get excited about like projects and stuff that I work on. I just sort of manifest it in my brain and come up with different ideas. I don't get excited. I don't know the word. I get into it, but I don't get excited about it. I keep things like level when it comes to working on it, but I'm really excited about the 1960s map that we'll be doing soon. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I'm just really excited.
We've got
Like,
some cool concept art that Haddix can put up right now that we've got some good ideas and possibly some stuff that maybe Jaw can work on. Depends on where we are at the moment, but
I
we've got
mean,
some good ideas coming, not
it's.
just the 1960s.
I think I'm excited about it because of like you get TV shows like Stranger Things, which is sort of set in the same time period, and you got like
Mm-hmm.
Destroy All Humans, which is like based in the same time period. You know what I mean? It's like obviously there's not gonna be UFOs flying around killing people, but you know, like the aesthetic.
That'd be cool an Easter egg though.
Yeah, but
Looking on the corners, just a UFO like
yeah, but
sucking up like a cow. Be a cool Easter egg.
maybe, maybe we might have to do that now. I mean, we got the blocks for it. We got the basalt
Yeah,
shard.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is that we want people to understand that we're not just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, you know? Like, we've got plans, we've got stuff going on, you got stuff we haven't told you yet, you know?
Mm.
It's a work in progress. And I know we keep saying that, it really is, because it's a long-term project we got going on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess, I guess sometimes people don't see that. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, they don't see that. Like, I guess it's a consumer issue. Is that sometimes people, like, as a consumer, you kind of want things now rather than later. So when you see a team working on something, you sort of get in the mindset of you want it now, like I want it finished now or play on it now, blah blah blah. It's like the selfish sort of attitude. But like
Mm-hmm.
that's not me digging at people that would buy our stuff. It's just the way it is. Like you see it everywhere. Like how do I put it? Like with Cyberpunk 2077, like that's still in development, but you still see people like screaming at the developer, going, "Oh, I want it now! I want it now! When's it going to be done?" Like GTA 6, for instance. I want it now. Where is it? I want it now. I want it now. We're still developing it. I want it now. I want it now. I want it. We ain't telling you shit. I want it now. It's the same like wherever you go, and it's the same for like it's the same for small teams as it is for huge companies and stuff. It just at the end of the day, I don't think it would change. You know, the I don't think it would change to have consumers wanting the projects now rather than 3 months down the line, 2 weeks down the line. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Yeah.
something that happens, and we can sit here and just say it's coming soon, like constantly, like again and again and again. But at the end of the day, it is coming soon, and you just kind of have to sit and wait for it a little bit, even though it's not like the most desired thing to do. It's just something you have to do because it will be up eventually. It just you have to give us the time to be able to finish it and make it as good
Yeah.
as you want it, because you don't want something that's terrible. Like if you guys wanted it now, I could build a house and just put that up on the marketplace. You guys wouldn't be happy about it, but it'd be there, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get like loads of negative feedback and stuff because it's just a house. But and you get some teams that do that. Like you get some teams that do like really really bad like projects and stuff, and they put it up on the marketplace. And it's like little box houses and stuff, and you're like, no, that's not it. It's just not it. Like it's bad, but like just patience pays off. Like we're working on a lot of stuff, like a lot of things that we think that the community will be happy about, the fans will be happy about. You know, I mean, to point into a little keyhole. Like merch wise, we're working on stuff, but you guys aren't going to see it for like a while. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've got ideas, big ideas, and I think we're all very happy about it and we're all excited about it. Like me personally, I'm putting like as soon as it becomes available, I'm having a massive. I'm like spending like 150 quid on merch like straight away. I'm getting like one shirt for every day of the week because I like it that much. And I mean, I spent a lot of money at Primark on clothes, and I'm still willing to spend loads of money on my own merch because I like it that much that I'd wear it like not every day. Obviously, there'd be days where I wear other stuff, but like my main outfit choice would be that. And I mean, like I'm willing to wait just so that the quality is exactly what we want. And I mean, it's not just I'm not the one that's working on the merch. I'm putting that out key and center. I'm not working on it, right? Our other team members are working on it, and the look of it is. I mean, it looks mad right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm a I'm a cop a t-shirt and a hoodie probably.
Mm. I like it. I think. I definitely think if it becomes like if our first wave of merch goes well, then I definitely believe like we could do like better ones in the future, and like it might cost more to do like different things that we want to do, but I think it'd be worth it in the long run. I think a lot of people would be excited about it. I mean, I
Yeah, we
definitely,
just have to get
I'm
a good foundation.
yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. That's for sure. Like
Yeah.
I really, I like the way that we're going. Like, and I mean, like my girlfriend likes it a lot. Like, so I'm gonna buy her like one. I'm gonna buy my dad one, my brother one, and I just got a full outfit for myself. Just because, like, I really do like it, and I feel like, as far as like putting ourselves out there and like establishing ourselves as a proper team, like we're getting there. We're getting there slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Slowly but surely. We're
yeah,
taking the right steps.
yeah. I mean, progress isn't always like boom. One day you're not there. One day we're a fully established team with like loads of maps and stuff. slow process, but we're getting there slowly. I'm very happy with it. I mean, if I want to just sidetrack into something, like obviously I spoke about Fortnite at the start of the thing, like my wins or anything. But obviously, big tech company Apple and Fortnite having a bit of a marriage dispute, you know, having obviously if you do play Fortnite, it is available on Android. Probably not iOS for much longer. It's on PC. It's on console. So it was on iOS, and then Apple does this monopoly thing where they charge developers, cough cough, Epic Games being one of those, 30% of all income from the game, and that's on like sales and stuff like that. So you buy V-Bucks in the game, but 30% of the money that goes from the V-Bucks, like that you pay for V-Bucks, goes to Apple, which is a bit of a, you know, and it's across all developers. So you know, any iOS games are on the iOS phone if you purchase anything in game to that, or if you purchase the game itself, you know, you're spending 30% of that money that you're spending, it goes straight to Apple. And I mean, it's just been a big issue. Like, I don't think it'll be on iOS much longer, but I think the newer phones aren't going to have it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a huge lawsuit or something like that, a huge legal battle. But I don't really want to touch on that too much because it's still going. So we're still going to be fighting stuff out about that. I mean, for the most part, we talked about everything that we want to talk about tonight, or talk about here in the podcast, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though it's just me and you, I think it's good to have this sort of discussion. Like, it's good to see what you think about things and what I think about things, you know? I feel like later on when we have Theseus, Evan, or Shadow in as well, you know, I think it'd get a little bit chaotic, you know, just to have us all in here. I'm pretty sure it's going to go down the drain or something, because we're all going to be we're going to slide so far off track, it's unreal. Okay, everyone, so to end this lovely pod, I do have to do this on my own. The recording software did fail during the podcast, so we are missing the last 10-15 seconds, which kind of sucks. You don't get to hear Hen's lovely voice. So if you did enjoy this first podcast with myself and Playful Hen, please hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and leave a like. Let me know what you guys want us to talk about in the next podcast, and also give me some ideas for some videos you'd love to see on the channel. Obviously, we would really like some topics to speak about in the next podcast, or anything that you guys think that we should mention. We'd be more than happy to talk about whatever you guys want to, as long as there's no swearing, nudity, or sexual content. Obviously, YouTube rules, blah 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 blah. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please hit the subscribe button. That's it from me, your lovely British channel owner, and I'll see you guys next time. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead heavy, can't hit the baseball, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey.